But what we learn is that you really can only do one thing at a time.
I was talking to someone who was really dealing with some challenges in the workspace and helping her to realize that on the surface, it may be that this person is not operating fairly, but what we do have to understand is that
you got it in this class. So we are so thankful for Dawn, thankful for her time, thankful for her effort in putting all of this together to craft something.
I thought she did a phenomenal job. I feel like this has, again, been one of the more relevant trainings we've had.
Hey everybody, welcome to June. It is officially the 6th month of 2024, and in less than 30 days, we will be halfway through the year. I hope you all are having an amazing year. We're having a great year here at the World Class Training Institute. I am, of course, Dawn Morris, your host for the Leaders Lounge and also the owner of the World Class Training Institute, where our mission is to maximize your greatest resource, which is human capital. And we do that through the delivery of leadership and professional development training programs. So everything that your organization needs to maximize what we say is your greatest resource is in our wheelhouse. We do professional development training, we do leadership training, we do educational consulting, we do career readiness training, all of those tools that organizations need to be great outside of the technical pieces we handle for you. So that could be conflict resolution, time management, emotional intelligence, delegation skills, systems thinking, anything to help you be better is in our wheelhouse. And we also customize training programs for you as well. So if there's something that you and your organization are struggling with, but you have not had a class developed for it, or you've not found a way to train that so that people can be better in that particular area. I have another organization that's just went through a major change. We're going to be doing some change training for them. So again, if it's not in the menu that you see, it doesn't mean that we don't offer it. We can always develop programs for you that speak specifically to your organization's needs. So do not delay, because an organization can have all of the tools, all of the trappings of greatness, but if your people are not working effectively, the organization will suffer. And we don't want that to be you. So make sure to reach out to the World Class Training Institute at worldclasstraining.net, worldclasstraining.net, which is right there at the bottom of your screen. I believe that would be to your left as it is for me. So worldclasstraining.net for to look at all of our programs. And then there's an option at the bottom to reach out to me so that I can have a conversation with you and work with you to bring the best in leadership development, leadership professional development, and educational consulting to your teams. Now, before we get into today's content, last thing, our book, Unpacking Agape, The 7 Languages of Intentional Leadership. This book is perfect for leaders who want to lead with a servant's mind. Agape is about servant love, and I believe that in order to really be an effective leader, you have got to lead with a servant's heart. The 7 languages of intentional leadership are 7 behaviors that a leader must demonstrate, from being a carrier of ethics to a steward of the ship to a relentless visionary in others, in order to be successful as a leader. We also talk about our intentional leadership model, which helps newer leaders go from being an individual contributor to a leader of people, and what that looks like when you go from flat thinking to leading in 3D, which is what you have to do as an intentional leader. So Great book. Make sure you pick that up at worldclasstraining.net/agape. That's worldclasstraining.net/agape. And that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen for you as well. Now, for today, as we are talking about being in the 6th month of the year 2024, I started thinking about, what do leaders really need to push their teams who are either underperforming or are performing at standard but not going to the next level? And what I have found is that leaders sometimes struggle with being able to exercise the energy that is needed to invigorate, motivate, inspire, influence, which leadership is, their teams in the right way. And what is at the center of that is confidence. Confidence. And I've also been researching confidence in preparation for another program that I'm doing. And I thought it would be great to share with you all this little tidbit related to leaders and confidence, and how you can start exercising greater confidence with your teams so that you and they can enter the next half of this year taking things up another notch. Because oftentimes, if you're not taking it up another notch, it's simply, again, because there's something within your toolkit that you are lacking from a security in your own ability to move the dial forward. So we're going to talk about confidence, and we're also going to juxtapose that with another word that sometimes people mistake confidence for. And we'll look at that one in a moment. So you ready? All right. So to get us started, I did want to at least look at the definition of confidence. So confidence, by definition, is a feeling of assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own skills and abilities. I'm going to read that again. A feeling of assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own skills and abilities. Third time, a feeling of assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own skills and abilities. So if you are confident, you're not thinking about how the next man is talented or what the next man's abilities are. You are thinking about your abilities, and you're thinking about your skills, and you are assured that you have the skills and abilities to do whatever it is you're setting out to do. Now, let's talk about that as it relates to leadership. So sometimes leaders either are not confident in the technical skills related to the job, or they're not confident in their ability to communicate effectively to their team members, because they may be coming in and they're not as tenured as their team members. So they fail to have certain conversations because they're not confident in, frankly, their role, because they're new and the other person may be tenured there. That is a mistake. Understand, leaders, even if you are new to a job, you have been given that job because even if you weren't confident in yourself, somebody else was confident in you and they saw your skills and abilities. So you have to be assured of your own skills and abilities, and that has to be displayed to your team members. Now, another area where I've seen leaders appear to lack confidence is in handling difficult situations. They will shy away from those difficult conversations. One, because I've even heard some leaders say, you know what, I just don't like conflict. I'm averse to conflict, or I don't want to get involved with it because this person is somebody who's going to be, they're combative. That shows, leaders, a lack of your confidence in being able to look at a difficult situation, pick out the important pieces, and then help the team members to arise at a place of, if not total agreement, at least understanding. And so again, that comes from confidence. confidence. So you have to have confidence in order to lead effectively. Now, let me say this for a moment. How does it show up? Because some people may say, well, I don't know. Am I confident? Am I not? Right? How does that show up? And how do your team members know that you're confident? Because they should know. The more that they know that you are confident in your skills and abilities, the less they will, as they say, try you, right? They're going to try you if they don't think you're confident. So the way that a leader shows that they're confident, and it shouldn't be from an imposter syndrome standpoint, it should be real confidence. Number one, you have to know that you were placed there for a reason. If you stay on purpose with your skills, with your ability, with your why, then you have less of a chance of displaying the lack of confidence, because you know, I'm here for a reason. I'm purposed and I'm on purpose. So I know that I'm doing the right thing. The second way that confidence shows up is frankly by becoming so knowledgeable about what leadership is, what leadership looks like. You don't have to know all of the technical skills related to how your team members do the work, but you have to have a good breadth of what's going on in your organization. The more that you know about that, the less you're going to look unconfident or demure when you need to. So know your work from a high level, at least your organization from a high level. Be skilled in your ability to lead. That's why we teach these skills: conflict resolution, emotional intelligence, time management, systems thinking. These are all leadership skills. And the more you know them, the more you're going to be able to pull on the ones that you need when needed so that you can handle situations in the manner that they need to be handled. So those are the two things. You have to, first of all, you have to be skilled in leadership. You have to have an overarching knowledge of your organization. And third thing is, the better you get to know your individual team members through real conversations, the more confident you are in your approach to working with them and to handling real situations. So leaders who stay in the office or stay away or keep a hands-off approach or an arm's length approach to their team members are not going to be effective, and they're not going to be confident when needed because they don't know. The more you know about your individual team members, the more confident you're going to be in being able to speak for them, in being able to support them, and in being able to undergird them in times of stress. So that's what you need. Now, I'm going to juxtapose that with another word that we often see, and sometimes people mistake confidence for this, and sometimes it's actually real, and people need to handle this accordingly, and that is arrogance. So arrogance is an attitude of superiority manifested in an overbearing manner or in presumptuous claims or assumptions. I'll read that again. Arrogance is an attitude of superiority manifested in an overbearing manner or in presumptuous claims or assumptions. So now I'm going to go back to confidence and read that one again. So confidence is a feeling of assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own skills and abilities. So where arrogance is an attitude of superiority manifested in an overbearing manner, confidence is a feeling of assurance. So you're like, I know this. And that comes from the things that we've talked about earlier. I know how my team behaves in certain situations. Now, you can always be surprised, but the more you know your team, the more you know your work, the more skilled you are as the leader, the more you're able to speak to this. Where superiority is, you are overbearing, or you're making presumptuous claims or assumptions that are not they're not supported by your skills, your abilities, your knowledge about a certain situation. you can come off like you are better than everyone else. So a leader who comes in new to an organization and they think because they have a title, which is the lowest level of power, that's that positional power, and they're acting like they haven't, they're acting like they are, as they say, the end all be all, which is uh, it's a slang term, but what it simply means is you're coming in and you're not coming from a place of let me learn, let me get to know, let me meld into the work and my people in this team. No, hey, I'm the man, I'm the new man or woman on this job. You have to do what I say because I'm here and I'm in that role. That is a feeling, that is a sense of or a demonstration of arrogance. Or if someone comes to you and they have a concern, you are not listening to them. I don't want to hear it. You don't know. I know better. That is a sense of arrogance. And that is not what we're talking about. That's not what you want to be as a leader. What you want to be is someone who has a feeling of assurance arising from an appreciation of your own skills and abilities. So the more you're confident in who you are as a leader, the less you have a desire or even a feeling of the need to be arrogant, because you understand that nobody can take your spot. The light, as I always say, shines on us all. The light shines on us all. So if I'm letting my team's light shine, it doesn't mean that my light is going to shine less. If I say, hey, you know what, I'm not familiar with that, can you help me with that, to one of my team members, it doesn't mean that I'm not still skilled as a leader. That just means that that may not be my particular area of expertise. So you have to make sure that you understand the difference between the two and you operate accordingly. That is why the book Unpacking Agape, the 7 Languages of Intentional Leadership, is so important as well, because in that book, it helps leaders with that servant mindset. And the more a leader comes from the place of being a servant leader, then the less arrogant they can ever be, because those of us who serve are not arrogant. We may be confident, and we should be confident, because I'm very confident that I am going to be a visionary for as long as I live. I'm very confident that I am going to be a steward of the ship. I'm very confident that I am going to operate with a manner of ethics with people who I work with those people on my team. I am confident that I am going to be a team leader of tenacity. I am someone who, unless I know for sure that it can't be done, we're going to make it happen, right? And so these are just some of the skills from Unpacking Agape. But if you have somebody, or if you're even thinking, hey, I'm not sure if I'm confident enough, or I think that I could build skills in those areas, and that whole terminology, that term that has become very popular these days, imposter syndrome, which is that feeling that I'm in the room, but I don't really feel like I'm worthy. The more you are confident in who you are, and I say whose you are, the less imposter syndrome will ever creep up into your space. All right. So I hope this is helpful. Remember, it's you versus you at the end of the day. It is you versus you. You can lead and should lead with confidence. When you get a new role, the higher, as you go to the next level and the next level and the next level, you're fit for the job. Does that mean that you don't have certain learning curves that you have to overcome? Absolutely not. And as great leaders, you should always be a person who is learning so that you can lead most effectively. But the thing that you have to make sure that you do is stay confident. And that is, again, a feeling of assurance arising from your appreciation of your own skills and abilities. And I love that the second part of that says abilities, because an ability means that you may not have it all down pat yet, but you have the ability to learn. So stay confident always as leaders. Lead with confidence. Lead with hey, I'm going to get to know my team. I'm going to know overall how my organization is working. I'm going to get to know how I can be all that I can be as a leader by staying studied as a leader. leadership is something that is a constant learning and a constant development. So also reach out to us at worldclasstraining.net, please, and let us help you. This fall, we're going to actually be doing some individual classes, classes for individuals versus just going to organizations. So we're going to have that schedule coming out in the fall. Take advantage of those classes because, again, it is a constant opportunity to develop and grow. The more you grow and develop as a leader, the more confident you will be. So I hope this was helpful for you all today. As always, again, make sure that you pick up the book, Unpacking Agape, the 7 Languages of Intentional Leadership, so that you can get all of the information that you need to help be your best personal and professional self. And again, connect to the World Class Training Institute because we will help you if there are areas where you feel that you may be deficient in your leadership journey. All right. So until next time, always stay connected to us and always remember that when you are better, we are absolutely better. Take care.